What's going on, guys? No More Wide here again. Thanks for tuning in for another video. Today we're going to be working on the Civic. As you guys know, in the last video, I installed the fuel pump, the upgraded fuel pump, to get ready for the turbo. And I fired it up, as you guys saw in the video, and it ran fine. What you guys didn't see is I drove it down the road and it just died. I mean, I drove it, it idled perfectly fine, and then the moment I started driving it, it just died. I don't know why. So I decided to do a little testing to kind of figure out what was going on, and I figured today I'd show you guys my solution to what the problem is with the car. So I'm pretty sure honestly, I'm pretty sure that the new fuel pump is just drawing too much power, a little bit more amperage than the factory one, which makes sense because, you know, it is a bigger fuel pump. It does provide more fuel. So I've installed these types of fuel pumps into a lot of Civics in the past and Integras, but mostly EGs and DC Integras, and I never had this issue at all. Apparently with the EFs and possibly the CRXs, the factory wiring is maybe just too thin, or the fuse that is there, it keeps blowing fuse number 14, which is alternator related, which is also tied into the main relay. So I know I can keep putting a fuse in there over and over and over again, and it just keeps blowing the same fuse over and over again. I'm going to show you guys how to install a pretty much a universal fuel pump relay harness so that you can wire it directly to the battery and use the battery voltage directly to the pump instead of relying on the factory wiring to feed the pump. So we'll definitely go on ahead and show you how to do that. Let me get into the car and I'll show you guys exactly what fuse blows. Obviously it could be different for CRXs and the different years, or the hatches. I don't know all that for sure. I do know that my car is an 89 sedan, so hopefully it's the same as yours, but nonetheless it should be the same process either way. So here we are in the car, and just to keep things as simple as I can, basically there's a fuse 14 in here. Now remember, I switched the interior on this car, so this interior is from a 91 Civic, and I think that the fuse layout is still very similar. But anyway, there's a fuse in here called an alternator solenoid valve, which is that one right there. And that's what controls power going to this here main relay. If you guys know Hondas, you know that these go bad a lot, all the time. And this is actually a new one that I just put in maybe, I don't know, a couple months ago. But anyway, I have it here because I was testing it, like I said earlier, to see what was going on. And for sure, I'm for sure that this new fuel pump is drawing too much power. But anyway, that fuse right there, I blew it the first time I drove, put a new one in, drove it for a little bit, it blew again. And so I knew for sure that that's what was happening, is that new pump, because if I drive light throttle, it would be fine. The moment I tried to give it some throttle and kind of get on it, it was not working. So yeah, you can just find it in there. So basically, there is no fuel pump fuse for these cars. Everything is ran through this relay, and I'm going to show you guys how to wire up the universal harness. It's pretty common to put universal harnesses in other cars. People run them on the Lexus IS300s too, just to provide a solid 12-volt battery power to the pump. That way you don't, run out of voltage there. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. So unfortunately, I get to pull out back seat again, and probably going to pull that seat out over there because I want to run my wires as nice as I can under the carpet. I don't want to run them like through the side of the door sill and none of that garbage. So yeah, let me show you guys what we got. Okay, sticking with the same company again, Deatschwerks. This is the part number, fuel pump hardware kit, or hardwire kit, probably what that stands for. Just comes with a traditional 4-pin relay to which you provide a signal to trigger it. And then one of these wires will go off to battery power, one of them will go straight to the pump, and then the other wire, which likely is this blue wire, is the signal wire. So the blue wire should be signal, red wire is straight to battery, black is to ground, and the yellow one should go straight out to the fuel pump. So the good thing about this is you can mount this anywhere you'd like. If this relay goes bad, wait for the bus to drive by. If this relay goes bad, you can just go out and buy, you know, what is this, probably a $5 to $10 relay, and replace it. And there's also a 30 amp inline fuse here, so that way in case anything happens you have some circuit protection. But basically all this is doing is bypassing the factory wiring. The pump won't be drawing power through the main relay anymore. Instead it'll be drawing power straight from the battery and through this relay, which is rated for 40 amps, and that should be plenty. I think those pumps that I think the pump that I installed draws maybe 8 amps possibly, whereas the stock fuel pump I think only draws about 3, maybe 3 or 4. So yeah, let me get this in the car and I'll show you guys how to wire it up. Alright, remove the back seat. Back here again at the fuel pump connector. This connector does have 4 wires that goes into it. 2 of them are grounds, and one of them is to supply the fuel gauge for the level sender, and the other one is the power to the fuel pump. So the wire that you're after is the white wire, or excuse me, yellow wire with the black tracer on it, or black stripe. This is the wire that's going to the fuel pump and powering the fuel pump. This wire runs straight back to the main relay. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave the factory wiring, factory main relay in place, and whenever you cycle the key, you know, you get the pump primes, and it's because this wire right here sends power to the pump to prime it. So what we're going to do now is use this wire as our trigger wire, or signal wire. That's going to get wired to the blue wire on the relay here. That's going to be our signal to turn the relay on, and obviously it'll work just like factory. So the blue wire is going to go to this wire. So basically I'm going to cut this wire here. I'm going to leave me some pigtail. I'm going to cut it. The wire that's coming up from this side is going to go into the blue wire, and then what you're going to do is take this yellow wire that's going to be the new power to the pump, take this yellow wire and wire it straight into the other side that you snipped off. Here, the black wire is going to get grounded wherever you want. Make sure it's a nice clean ground, and this long red one is going to run. I'm going to run it underneath my carpet. See, I took the seat out. I'm going to run it under the carpet, up through the firewall, and out into the engine compartment to attach it to the battery. So I'm not really going to show you guys how to do all that, but wiring wise this is pretty simple. You can mount this wherever you want. Mine's likely just going to lay here underneath the seat because the seat has cushion. It's going to push down on it and just leave it there anyway. So you can mount it wherever you want, but that's where I'm likely just going to leave mine. So let me get it all wired up and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Got everything wired up. You can see, as I told you, I was just going to lay it down right here underneath my seat. I have a ground going, and it's grounded, and the power wire goes all the way through under the carpet, and then I just have it coming through the firewall and attached right here to my battery. So there it is, running down there. It's not the nicest thing, but I mean, it'll work. So it's attached here. So I'm gonna go inside now and try and see if it'll start. I did borrow a fuse just temporarily, so hopefully this thing should prime. Yep, primed perfectly. So if it primed, it should start. Probably going to leave the back seat off just for now, just to make sure that everything is good. Just to make sure, you know, maybe like this connector right here doesn't start melting from any power. I'm 99% sure it's not going to, but you know, just want to be sure, just to make sure I keep an eye on things. But yeah, should run just fine now. Giving it throttle. My cluster doesn't work, obviously, because I borrowed a fuse for my cluster, so that's fine. I'll just get a new 10 amp fuse, but the car is running, and I wasn't able to rev it like that before. It would just die. So yeah, seems like all is good. Yeah, so that's going to do it for this video. This is just a quick, short video showing you how to just wire up. Well, I mean, I didn't really show you how to wire up everything, but pretty much what you need to do to get the Deatschwerks Universal Fuel Pump hardwire kit installed. It's pretty easy. You don't even have to buy that kit if you don't want. I just bought it because it was already pre-made. Everything's put together. You can totally make this whole setup on your own by going to the parts store, buying a traditional 4-pin relay, getting some wire, and then just go to town wiring, and it should be fine. So yeah, there's really nothing to it. The car should run fine now. I honestly didn't think I was going to need that. That's why this video is out after the fact. I really thought I'd be fine just putting the upgraded fuel pump on the stock wiring, but apparently I was wrong. So I learned something new today. I did not know that with the EFs and the CRXs that you definitely have to run a hardwire kit. With the EGs and DCs, I've done tons of these Walbro 255 pumps, and I never had to upgrade anything. So just goes to show you, there's still something new that I can learn. So I hope this helps you guys out. If you have any comments or questions, ask them in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys watching the video. As we continue on with this turbo build, hopefully in the next couple videos I'll be actually mounting the turbo up and getting that stuff ready to go. I do have to mess with my downpipe a little bit because the one I got probably is not going to work that well, but fortunately I know someone who welds, so hopefully I can get it sorted out. But until the next video, peace.